Hey, it's Greg at Best Choice Trailers. Today we're going to take you for a walk around the Lamar DS07. It's a 7,000 pound GVW trailer. It's 5 foot wide, 10 foot long. A trailer like this is going to weigh about 2,150 pounds empty, giving a net legal payload of about 4,850 pounds, plus about 1,000 pound of tongue weight. This trailer we stock two different ways, a standard and a deluxe. Shown here is the deluxe model. It comes with, the way we spec it, a spare tire. So everything you see here plus a spare tire standard now on our new deluxe package. A couple things that you'll notice that aren't standard features I'll point out, and then we'll take a closer look. So on the deluxe we've done a few things. One would be the 12K jack up front in lieu of a 7K jack. We put the tarp kit on, the spare tire mount, and a spare not shown, and then we do the charcoal powder coat with the black wagon wheels. And then also under mount would be a set of 5 foot dump ramps. Take a walk to the back and show you. You got your undermount ramps at the back. Those are all features that we put on our deluxe model. We find this to be a great trailer for certainly any commercial use, and it has features that certainly homeowners like as well. So let's take a closer look at some of the standard features as well. So starting out up front, normally you wouldn't see an adjustable coupler on a trailer this size. It's kind of rare. Not only is it an adjustable, but this is a cast adjustable coupler, not a stamp. Very high quality coupler. That's a coupler that's sometimes optional even on big 7x14 type dumps. To see that on a 5 wide is pretty rare. The 12K jack, again, we did upgrade. Standard would be the 7K jack. The 12K is probably really overkill on this size dump, but it's certainly a very nice jack, and they're very reasonably priced on it, which is why we add it. So it's got the dual zerts, grease zerts on the jack. If you're not familiar with the 12K, you would simply pull the handle out and the inner leg is going to pop up in and retract. You got a lot more adjustment on this style jack than you would the smaller ones. Now, of course, Lamar's doing safety chain standard. You've got your breakaway. Blue harness here that you see would be a cold weather rated harness. Even on cold days like today, that harness stays very flexible and pliable, unlike the traditional black sealed harnesses. So it's very, very pliable. It's not stiff and rigid like your black harnesses there. 20 foot all-weather remote cords, power up, power down. You can see in the buttons up and down. They also do the 110 volt charger. That's a standard feature even on a 5 wide. So they do a lockable toolbox with a paddle lock. I like the little grab handle they put on, kind of convenient. They do not only a 110 volt charger, but it's an 8 amp hour charger. Industry standard's a 2 and sometimes a 5. So that's a nice touch. Also on 5x10 dumps, normally you see a power up gravity down, probably more often than not. This is a power both ways. It's got 2 solenoids or coils. It's got a KTI pump. And then they do a interstate deep cycle marine battery, and they do it in a poly battery box. Nice feature. I've never seen this on any other dump manufacturers. Again, nice touch that they do. Again, they give you the nice little grab handle on the box. Their toolbox we find to be about 2 gauges heavier than most in the industry. Another little detail that they do. So again, this tarp is an option, but we do it on most of our dumps from these guys. Again, very reasonably priced, and it's a high quality setup. So it's an aluminum tarp rod, and then they also give you an aluminum sail bar. Sail bar on most tarp kits that I've seen are an option. On this, they put it on standard. The thought process behind the sail bar would be it stretches your tarp fabric straight, keeps it stretched out. You can grab the sail bar with one hand, lift it up, walk it to the back, and then they give you a set of what I call C-clamps or C-hooks at the back. You would simply latch it into. It's a spring-loaded handle that you can spring out whenever you need to, put it back when you don't. Same thing with deployment. It's all spring-loaded. It's got ball bearings, very nice setup. Okay, again, this is the charcoal powder coat. We option in the black wagon wheels. I think it gives it a nice look. Also notice their fenders are double broke. A lot of times on these you either get a smooth car hauler fender or many times a single broke fender. What we mean by broke, that's a brake, that's a brake. More brakes, more strength, also gives you more cost. A lot of manufacturers skip that step. We appreciate that they put a high quality fender on a trailer this size. They also do the fender return gusset. Don't always see that. Gives you a logical spot to mount a light. Gives you a side step up into the trailer if you need to strap something down. Nice touch. Spare tire mount is not standard, but again, we put it on many of our dump trailers. makes it a lot easier than trying to figure out where to put a spare tire whenever there's nothing to mount it to. Give you stake pockets for your side extensions. Also logical tie down places depending on what you're going to haul. This rigid rail is something that, as far as I'm aware, is unique to Lamar. I've never seen it. It was designed as a solution to rental applications. They sell these units to some rental companies that were having problems with top rails getting bent up, and their solution simply was, instead of bringing the side up, rolling it out 2 inches and down about a 3/4 or half an inch, they make the top rail wider, so it's 3 inches. They bring it down and return it back to the trailer. I'll give it the pound test. There's a lot less deflection with this setup. It's a very slick design. It's fairly simple to do. Something, again, they're the only one in the industry I'm aware of currently doing that. If you come back to the gate, a lot of times on a 5x10 you're going to get a solid gate across the back. It's a little more user friendly. It's a barn door gate. It's got a cam bar lock top and bottom that ties it together, makes it strong. You got your grease zerts on the door hinge. Again, they have the C-clamps for the tarp kit. These caps here would be for a side extension. So if you do side extensions, you're gonna have one for each side, one for the front, and then there would be one for each gate. So that's why they're capped off. Okay, again, the optional undermount ramps. So again, they would pull out. Many times on a 5-wide, ramps aren't an option, and if they are, a lot of times they hang them on the side. We appreciate that they do the undermount ramps. They're a little more user-friendly and certainly more eye-appealing. This is a one-piece floor. It's all 10 gauge. That is one of the heavier floors in the industry. 10 and 11 and 12 gauge are what we commonly see on a trailer this size. Try and zoom in and also show you. They upgrade to a 4-inch D-ring, not a 3-inch D-ring. Put them in standard placements in the 4 corners. Front ones they put in the floor where they're fairly out of the way and useful. At the back they take and put them near the bottom but up off the floor a little bit so they're not in the way. Note where they put the placement. They're placed toward the back. If you look on the outside, on a 5x10 you don't have it, but on the bigger trailers there's a gusset there. So normally they put them where there's some extra support and rigidity. Lamar uses a Dexter axle with the new forward adjusting brakes. They do the Easy Lube hubs. It is a 5-on-5 bolt pattern, not a common pattern in the north and northeast. If you are thinking about buying one of these, I probably would recommend buying a spare when you get the trailer, because they are fairly hard to find at most standard supply places. Normally they stock a 5-on-4.5. This is a 5-on-5. Taskmaster radial tires standard. To try and give you a quick tour of the underside of the trailer. Lamar uses a little bit heavier framing than most, so I want you to see what they do exactly. So first of all, they use a 3.5-inch lift cylinder. Industry standard on this size is normally a 3-inch, so just a hair heavier cylinder. But then if you look back the frame here, you'll notice that's a 4-inch double channel frame. So they face 2 pieces of 4-inch channel together and basically artificially make a 4-inch by 4-inch tube. If you're familiar with tube, you'll know the sidewalls are going to be a lot thinner than what they are on channel. So they've kind of got the best of both worlds. The reason channel is important, channel can still flex independently, where tube, while it's very strong and while it's good, tube has 2 sidewalls, and getting them to flex at the same rate is not generally likely. So theoretically, if this was grossly overloaded, this structural channel is going to flex independently, but you get the benefit of having a very heavy 4-inch square tube frame. Also notice they've got a heavy-duty header, supported. Okay, they also do a structural channel floor cross member instead of a fab steel cross member. So it's a 16 on center, 3-inch structural channel floor cross member. Okay, one of the other structural differences I want to show you that Lamar does that's not generally typical in this size trailer, and especially not at this price point, would be a subframe. So many manufacturers will take the sidewall down past the floor and form it in, and that's okay, especially in a lighter duty application. But if it's a commercial application, I like to see the separate bed frame. So all your structural channel cross members are going to terminate into the 4-inch channel bed frame, and then the floor sits on top instead of the sidewall being the structure for your floor. Certainly not quite as strong of a design as what we got here. Another little feature I just noticed that I didn't point out, on the fenders, they're putting a fender support instead of, we see some that get damaged in the middle of the fender because there's no structure. Again, folks, this is a Lamar 5x10. It's a DS07, certainly one of our most common dumps. Lots of features, make it very versatile, user-friendly for a commercial guy or a homeowner that has different applications. My name is Greg with Best Choice Trailers. If you have any questions, give me a ring, 717-220-4220, or visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com.